Anything can happen, and that's really, really exciting.
So James, thanks so much for sitting down with us today. We are really excited to bring this play to the big screen at Cinema World Cinemas. So first question first is, can you summarise the plot of this play for anyone who's not familiar with it?
So there is a soldier who is very, very talented with his sword, and at the same time he's very, very talented with his mind and with his words and with his oration. And he is perceived by the world at large and by himself, unfortunately, as being extremely ugly, because he has this hugely disfigured nose that is huge and unattractive. He is very much in love with this woman, Roxanne, who is incredibly intelligent and values words as much as he does. But she's incredibly beautiful. She's regarded by the world at large as being extremely beautiful. And they're both kind of objectified at the opposite ends of the acceptable spectrum, and alienated and isolated because of this. Anyway, along comes this guy, joins Cyrano's regiment as a soldier, who is exceptionally beautiful. And he's not really stupid, but he isn't confident and he isn't good at expressing himself verbally. And he falls in love with Roxanne. Roxanne looks at him and instantly falls in love with him. And I'm devastated, and I take the extraordinary step to help be the go-between between these two. And I basically end up speaking for him, Christiane. I end up writing love letters for him, doing all that kind of stuff. And because of that, Roxanne ends up kind of falling in love with both of us. Even though she doesn't know she's falling in love with me, she's falling in love with my mind. And loads of tragedy ensues because of it. It's much funnier than it sounds.
I desire you. I write to you. I write for you.
And what attracted you to playing this role and kind of being part of this play?
Don't know, really. I thought it would be a good workout, being honest. I thought it would test me and stretch me and tax me as an actor. I feel like I've got a lot of strings to my bow. Sounds like I'm blowing my own trumpet there. And there's two metaphors in one go.
And lots of instruments.
So I'm always looking for a part that's going to ask me to do a lot of different things. It's going to demand humour and tragedy, comedy, and sort of high performance and sort of very intimate acting style, and something that can engage an audience about issues that are important today and that are classic and timeless, as this is. Because this play is about objectification, it is about body acceptance, body dysmorphia, body issues, it is about what is attractive, what is not, it is about love, which is just one of those big old things it's always going to be, we're telling stories about. And it's about loneliness and all these things. So I think I read this, before I read it, because this is an adaptation that we commissioned, but knowing the story, I thought it would be a good opportunity to do something that really taxed me as an actor. But marrying that with somebody like Jamie Lloyd being the director, I knew that he would be able to do that and do this classic play, if you like, in a way that made it feel like somebody wrote it yesterday, which, with the way that Martin has translated it, it does feel like that.
I tear up everything I ever wrote for you or about you. All I can say is I want.
What would you say then is the biggest difference for you for kind of acting on a stage with people watching and acting in the movie?
I mean, there are more similarities than there are differences to start with. That's the big thing to say, because people, I always assume it's going to be massively different. It is, the process is different, because, you know, it feels like we're running a marathon here, whereas a movie feels like a series of, you're just doing 100 sprints, and then you have like a day off in between. But in terms of actually acting, at times it's very, very, very similar, and especially in a production like this, where a lot of audience members have actually said to us that they feel that they're almost watching a close-up sometimes, like in a movie, which of course they're not. We don't have the ability to do that, but they feel like they're going into it, getting sucked in. what is the biggest difference? Like, well, I mean, you know, you can clearly feel when maybe someone is having the time of their lives, and you can also by turn feel when somebody's not having the time of their life, and they're like, oh my god, and they're just eating their fourth cherry bonbon or whatever the hell they've got, you know what I mean? And they're like, and you're like, all right, well, that guy's not enjoying it. But then you look to the person on their right, and they're in floods of tears, or they're laughing hysterically or something. You're like, well, you've got to take the rough with the smooth. You can clearly see your relationship and feel your relationship with your audience, you know. And you can feel that you're losing them at times, and you can feel that you're gaining them at times, and you can do things to manipulate them actively in a way that in a movie you can try and do all that stuff, but ultimately the editor, the composer, the director, the special effects people, they're all going to mess with what you did anyway. So the intention of what you meant, what you were trying to do to the audience, doesn't always even get a chance to have a go in a movie or a TV show, because you could do a scene that you were trying to play for laughs and they turn it into a tragic scene where it makes it, or you were trying to play something sad and you're crying and they literally CGI out, take away your tears. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? But here, you're in control, or you have the opportunity at least to take control. Doesn't always work, but you've got the opportunity to take control and lead the audience and try and work with them. And whatever you're trying to do, that's what happens.
I want you, Roxanne.
The final question would be, so for obviously this play, we're going to bring it onto the big screen in a cinema environment.
Yeah.
And that kind of combines almost the two elements of kind of what being able to watch something on a big screen, but also watching like the live stage play.
Yeah.
So what do you think is kind of like, what's the opportunity there for audiences to be able to
the
watch
opportunity is to come and see a play for a lot cheaper than it would be usually. You go to the West End, you go to Broadway, you go to any of these places, it costs, you know, £1 gazillion or $1 gazillion. You can go to the movies a lot cheaper. That's exceptional. Also, beyond that, you've got the opportunity to do something that is very, very rare. You get to go and see a live broadcast of something that is actually happening as you're watching it in a cinema in a different country. And if I fall down and smash my face on this big step and I cut my lip open or whatever, I'm going to carry on and we're going to finish the play, but you just roll with it. Anything can happen. And that's really, really exciting. I think this particular production is offering a real slice of London and what it is, and all the different backgrounds, all the different ages, all the different types of people that are in this show. It feels and smells and sounds like London to me, and that's something that we are happy to culturally share with the entire world.